Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Cage, and today we begin the new journey, the road to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This is a new video series I want to do before the launch of the game. Smash Bros. Comes out December 7th. I am so unbelievably hyped. I wish you all knew. Obviously you know, you've seen my reactions. I'm fucking hyped for this game, and to celebrate that, I want to make a series of videos covering different aspects of the game. So this video is going to focus on the newcomers. Next video will be about the returning characters. The next video will be about the entire cast, and then the modes, the adventure mode, the online, the new kind of rules instead of options they have. And then then I want to have just a giant big discussion towards the end of the series. The reason I want to separate these subjects out and not just have one big discussion is because I feel like it gives each subject room to breathe and discuss, rather than doing the thing where you're kind of rushing because you know, okay, oh fuck, I've been talking about this for 10 minutes now, I should move on. So yeah, without further ado, today's video is about the Smash newcomers. And yes, I'm including Echo characters, they are new, whatever. So, for this game, we have Daisy, Inklings, Ridley, Simon, Richter, Chrom, Dark Samus, King K. Rool, Isabelle, Ken, Incineroar, and Piranha Plant. We have 12 newcomers. Now, I know Piranha Plant is coming a few months later, but either way, we have 12 newcomers in this game, which is crazy, considering next video we'll get into the old characters coming back. So yeah, 12 newcomers, that's amazing for a game. That's... when Street Fighter V launched, that game had 16 characters total. And the fact that this game has 12 characters that are just in there, that is close to that roster, is nuts. I mean, it's an insane cast. So let's get into the picks here. Obviously, they are mostly popular picks. Some are very weird. So let's start with the Inklings. Now, the Inklings was an amazing idea for Nintendo to put. Obviously, they are Nintendo's new flagship IP. I mean, just recently we found out Splatoon 2 has sold almost 8 million copies. Breath of the Wild has sold 10 million copies. Zelda, Splatoon, this franchise started a few years ago. It's crazy. So obviously the Inklings are in there, and obviously their moveset looks fucking amazing. I love how they integrate stuff like if you ink enough of the opponent, they take more damage when you attack them. They have a bunch of different weapons from Splatoon 1, so I'm glad that it's not just one weapon they use. They cover different weapons like the roller or the splatter shot, whatever the hell it is, and they just look amazing character-wise. I love how all 8 different skins have very unique looks from that game too. So it really is amazing how they integrated the Inklings in there. They did just a perfect job. And they had to, right? That is their big. That's out of all these characters, they're the biggest first-party new IP that they needed in there that wasn't in there. Then we have, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, Daisy's in this game. So Daisy is an Echo Fighter of Peach, which is awesome. Again, what I love about Echo Fighters is that they don't take too much development time, so they're good, just extra picks to have in there. So Daisy is in Smash Bros. Before fucking Waluigi. Thank God. I hate Waluigi. I hate anybody who loves Waluigi. That's not true, I'm sorry. So yeah, Daisy's in there. And yeah, she's just Peach with some alternate moves. Her Toad is a different color, and he does a different down B or something. So very cool of Daisy to even be there. Next up, the big last reveal of E3 2018 was Ridley. Now, Ridley is a character, obviously, that has been... people have wanted for years, ever since Melee. People started being where is Ridley? That is the main character of the Metroid franchise, and the argument was always he's too big, he's too big, he's too big. Well, Sakurai made it happen. He's clearly the biggest character in the game. His fucking character model is huge, and it's so weird seeing him he does this standing move where he stands in front of characters sometimes, and it looks horrifying. And I love this character so much because I don't have an affinity for Metroid. It's not my franchise, it's not my thing. But Ridley looks so badass and cool that I just can't help but wanting to main him. Just because he looks very rough, right? His side B that kind of grabs a character and slashes him through. Or his down B, I think it's his down B where he spikes his tail on you and he could potentially kill you. So he's got a lot of sick moves. He looks violent as hell, which is the point, which is what you have to convey with Ridley. Next up, we have Simon Belmont. Now, this is probably the biggest third-party character we've gotten. It's another one that's been highly requested. It's one that people have thought, where's Simon Belmont? He completes the necessary classic third-party characters from like Nintendo history, right? I mean, obviously we have stuff like Geno and Chrono that we still need in there, but Simon Belmont fits in there with the classic icons, and he looks incredible with his holy water and his giant it's the whip, right? Yeah, it's the whip. I don't know if it's called the shining star, the warping star, one of those star moves, and he just looks incredible. The range on his weapons looks insane. His trailer was obviously fantastic. He's been a requested character for years, and he's a perfect fit. Like, they really nailed him, and the way he even moves and walks like looks like the old Castlevania from NES. So fantastic job on their part. Then we have Richter Belmont, who is the echo of Simon Belmont. So they play mainly the same. I think the only difference is Richter's a bit faster and his holy water is a different color, and they have some different, obviously, expressions and taunts and stuff. But yeah, so awesome to just have more characters in there. Then we had Chrom. Now Chrom, what's weird about him is he's an echo that's kind of a mix of both. So he's an echo of Roy, but he has Ike's up B. So I mean, it really shows you that they can be a little loose and weird with what they do with echo characters. It's crazy that Chrom's in this game. I forget that sometimes just because he's just an echo fighter, but it's like, that's a fan favorite Fire Emblem character, and he's finally in Smash. They already had his character model done, I guess, in Smash 4. They probably maybe wanted him in there, and I think Sakurai said they wanted him in there, but I mean, it would have come at the expense of another character. And there's always that moment in the Smash 4 reveal trailer for Robin where he's just like, maybe my time will come another day, and he made it. Chrom's a popular pick. He looks very cool, looks like a 6-sword fighter, and that's the fucking hopefully last Fire Emblem character we get in this game. Then we had Dark Samus. So I really like Dark Samus because Samus has been a character that's always felt a bit slow to me, sluggish in movement. So I like that Dark Samus not only is a cool representation of Metroid, but Dark Samus also has the very like floaty kind of, like she floats instead of walks. Her attacks, I think, are a little faster. She has I know that Samus now can like charge her attack in the air and cancel out of it quicker. So I feel like if I was going to play one, I feel like I'd finally enjoy Dark Samus over Samus. We obviously had the big boy King K. Rool from Donkey Kong, which is a character people have wanted for ages too. Right? That's been another pickup. We want more Donkey Kong representation, and you've got the big bad from there, who first of all has incredible music in that trailer, and he just looks fantastic. I love how they made him really look like the old game. Like they gave him that kind of gold stomach with like the sick Pella, and he looks pissed. And I love how he has his like little helicopter from DK Country. He throws his crown as a sort of boomerang attack. His counter is him like fucking inflating his stomach in a weird way, and then it hits you back. And his final smash looks fucking nuts, like where he summons the big, I think it's a reference to DK64. But yeah, just they really nailed King K. Rool from just an aesthetic, from gameplay standpoint, and obviously he was a fan favorite who people were clamoring for ages, and they paid homage to him perfectly. He looks a little too heavy for me. Like, I might try him out, but he does look like he is the heavy character of this game. I've never been too much of a heavy character, guys, so not my cup of tea. Isabelle. Now, Isabelle is my wife. Isabelle is the woman I love so much. She was the #1 character I wanted in this game. She was the one. And I'm so... It's not that I'm just so happy she's in there. It's that I'm so happy she's her own character. Like, I always thought, okay, she'll be a villager echo. I don't care. I like villager, so I don't mind if she has those moves. But to see she's her own character, and they, like... She has a bit of villager in her, like you could see some of the moves that are in there, but she has enough to differentiate her. Like, she has like a fishing rod that kind of grabs you and throws you out. She has, instead of the balloon, she has like a little swing she sits on. She's got a party popper for her forward smash. Instead of planting a tree, she plants like a gyroid that like rockets into the air. So it's just, I love how unique they made her. I love her facial expressions. They made her so cute, and I fucking love Isabelle so much. So I'm so happy they put her in there, and they nailed it. Like, she looks perfect, and obviously her reveal trailer was fantastic, where everyone was like, is it Animal Crossing? Is it Smash? I don't know. When I saw she got the letter, I was like, this is Smash for sure. Then we got Ken and Incineroar in that big kind of final CG trailer. Ken looks awesome. I've always loved Ken and Ryu, obviously from Street Fighter. They're usually the two that I stick with in those games, other than like, what's her name, Cammy. But yeah, so I love that Ken is in there, and I love that even though he is an echo of Ryu, I like that he focuses a bit more on kicks, and I like that his final smashes are pretty different than Ryu's, and I just love his character model looks fantastic. I don't understand why he looks better in Smash than he does in Street Fighter 5 and 4, but hey man, Sakurai does it. So yeah, and then Incineroar. Now, Incineroar is a character I picked Litten in Sun and Moon, and I was so happy that Incineroar made it, but it is so cool to see how different and awesome Incineroar looks, because we don't really have a wrestling character. We have Little Mac, who's a boxing character, but we don't have a character that, you know, just like grabs characters, like slams them out like a pro wrestler. And they fucking, first of all, his fur in the game looks fucking phenomenal, and I love how different he is. For example, his counter is him, when he gets hit, he charges up his belt. Instead of it being a right away hit, it'll be your next attack is really charged up and violent. I love how his side B like throws you onto a boxing rope, and then when you press the button at the right time, he'll either like slam you or hit you, or maybe you'll miss it. And the best detail is that after every attack, he does like a quick little wrestling pose. Like, they really nailed the sort of pro wrestler feel that Incineroar gives up, because that's what he is in the show. Like, he's like a sort of wrestling Pokemon. And just, they absolutely nailed him from like a look, from design standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint. Everything about him is super unique. And his final smash looks fucking nuts. Final character we have is, I never thought I'd say this, the Piranha Plant from Super Mario. I think what I love about this character the most is that ever since this game's announced, I've obviously seen a million character predictions. Who's in, who's out, what's the weird pick? Like, the weirdest thing I ever heard that someone wanted was Game Explain saying, we want the L block from Tetris. And the fact that we got no human being guess, I've never heard a video where someone said Piranha Plant. And the fact that he's in there is incredible. His trailer was fantastic, and he just looks silly. He fits both categories of the what the fuck character that's in every game and the retro character. And again, Sakurai says it, which is really weird. When you think about it, everybody knows the Piranha Plant. Like, if you tell even your mom, hey, you know that like little piranha from Mario 1, she'll know that. It's like, it is weird that in a weird way, Piranha Plant's iconic as a Mario enemy. But yeah, it's nuts. His moveset looks really cool. I like how he transforms to different piranhas and uses different moves from different games. So really nice touches there. He looks like a fantastic character. He's going to be coming, I think, by February, I'm going to assume, because I think the offer ends to get him for free by January 31st. So I'd say by max end of February, Piranha Plant's going to be in there. So yeah, those are the newcomers. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super happy about them. It's a mix of characters that people have been requesting for years, with a mix of like unique moves. Like, and someone pointed out the only sword character out of these is Crump. Like, they really went all out to not have just sword people, because Smash 4 introduced a lot of sword characters. So I'm glad they really went with unique, cool movesets. So yeah, that's it for the newcomers video. Join us next time. I'm going to talk about the old characters returning, and then we'll talk about the whole cast, and we'll talk about DLC. So there's so much more in the road to Smash Brothers. But for now, have a good day. Peace out, y'all.